Hey everybody, this is Jonathan from Fever Moon, another weekly newsletter. And this one's kind of a fun one. This one is about Sasquatch. It's about Bigfoot. I'm up here in the deepest part of Northern California, the Klamath River area, which is said to be some of the best Bigfoot watching around. Maybe you'll never see Bigfoot, but you can still look. I just wanted to talk about how I've been fascinated with Bigfoot since I was a little kid. And I just thought it was the coolest thing. Probably also because it's right here. The reputation is that Bigfoot is right here in California. And before I talk too long about this, and people are just thinking, Bigfoot, what the heck is this guy talking about? I wanted to explain that I look at Bigfoot, the idea of Bigfoot, more as an idea and less as a belief. So, do I believe in Bigfoot? Am I, starting my day off thinking I need to prove this, or somehow, I need people to know, or I need to convince somebody? No, of course not. To me, it's just kind of a fun idea, the idea of Bigfoot. And the reason I thought this might make a good video is because in my experience with doing healing work and spirituality, and even having psychedelic experiences, I've noticed that it helps sometimes to not be too worried about everything making sense to the critical thinking part of our minds. And there's this idea that I've sort of embraced, that the critical thinking, problem-solving state of consciousness is one of many that we have access to. There's dreamlike states of consciousness. There are impressionistic, symbolic state of consciousnesses. All day, every day, we're always switching in and out of these various states. And what I think can be a little bit limiting is when we say, well, it's only real if it comes from the critical thinking, problem-solving state of consciousness. And to me, yeah, that's just a limitation. So what I do when I'm looking for Bigfoot, or pretending, really I'm just going camping with my bud, but when I'm entertaining the idea of something that is unseen, whether it be maybe dream analysis, or going to the Bigfoot Museum or something like that. What I'm really doing, as far as I'm concerned, is just engaging with a more imaginative and subtle state of consciousness, a different kind of awareness that isn't, I'm not putting pressure on myself for it to make critical sense or be, kind of a materialism, empirical thing. But I think maybe the important designation is that I'm choosing that. I'm choosing, by choice, I know that that there are some things where critical thinking and rationality is the right tool for the job. But other things like dream analysis or doing emotional healing work, or various kind of shamanic practices, those are better left for the imagination. It just works better. It's a better tool. The imagination is a better tool than the critical thinking, problem-solving state of mind. So I guess I'm just encouraging fun and flexibility with these things, to go ahead and look at our dreams and look at our fantasies and look at our inner worlds and our imagination, to choose to look at those things without the pressure of having them need to check out from a empirical, materialist state of mind. Like to just say, you know what, I'm going to put aside the empirical model, the scientific model, for this experience, and just see what my mind or what my senses want to tell me in a more symbolic way. And I wouldn't say that it's a replacement. It's not necessarily a way to make decisions about your life. Rationality has a really important role, but it's not the only way of thinking that's possible. There's many different ways of perceiving and thinking other than critical thinking, rationality. But just knowing what is the right tool for the job. I think is really fun. So like you come out here to beautiful nature and you're thinking about this 8 foot tall, hairy being that is allegedly walking around, and maybe the right way to perceive that is in a more symbolic way. Like maybe Bigfoot represents a lost part of ourselves that we kind of yearn for, a natural, free way of living, a powerful, tall way of living. Just food for thought. Maybe we can have fun with these things. So anyway, have a good week.